disclaimer, Bob, you mean?
Yeah, and wasn't able to post it because I went and looked at like 6 links and they were all broken, but
That's okay. I will go get it and drop it in the comments.
thank you. Okay, guys, we're live Thursday night. Welcome, everybody. Shredders You Light. Don't you like when that happens, Heather? Okay. Thursday night, Shredders Unite business call. Thank you, everybody. I'm super, super excited. This is going to be hopefully a very powerful, impacting, inspiring call. And I thought what I would do is I'm going to start out with the lowest vibing stuff I can find on topics. And then I'm going to build it up. And then with the grand finale, Lenny's going to come on. So with that said, welcome, everyone. I am super excited about not only what we're introducing this evening, but really to try to begin to paint the picture of what's possible. And I also want to talk about some of the things that came up in the Shredders Biz chat questions. You know, people are asking things about, inflation and yucky things like that. And I thought, okay, that's the stuff that I love. And it's boring as can be, but I had a realization the other day talking to Dr. Glenn Nozak. Dr. Glenn Nozak and myself are both 60 years old. And when I graduated high school in 1980, at the age of 18 years old, we were at the pinnacle of what they call the misery index. That was the inflation rate combined with the unemployment rate. And at that time, they were both over 10%, and it was miserable. And so anyway, long and short is, no blame game here, no politics, but inflation is inflation. How does it happen? Typically like it did in the 70s, which many of you are not going to remember, which that was my epiphany. So if you're over the age of 55, you're going to probably remember it. If you weren't driving and you were younger than that, you'll remember your mom and dad complaining about it. But the reality is this, is that through some bad policy decisions in the 70s and the oil embargo, similar thing is with energy, we're faced with a similar situation where we have inflation. And here's what I do know, and I'm steeped in this area. Inflation, it's sad. They thought it was like gone forever and that it would never come back. But the bottom line is that we're dealing with it. And here's what we got. We've got inflation rate running at about 7%, 7.5% on an annual rate. That was in January. It jumped again in February. And the reality is that we probably, especially with this Ukrainian war, we're going to see inflation well over 10%. Why is this good and why is it bad? The bad thing is it's obvious. It's obvious. It's an insidious tax to everybody. It kills us. It's a tax mainly that hurts mainly the poor and the middle class. It literally hits your pocketbook instantaneously. If you don't already have recognized us meat eaters, we've saw the pricing going up in the summertime and continues to go up on our grass-fed beef or on all meat. Obviously, the gasoline at the gas pump, that was an obvious one. The thing is that because of the way our Fed policy has been because of the COVID, and it doesn't matter, it just happened, we had policies in place that it created the inflation, and it's going to be hard. My point being is that it's going to be very, very hard to put the genie back in the bottle. It doesn't happen overnight, and it will take some severe economic pain in order to do so. It'll either be a slow bleed to get inflation down, or it will happen a little bit faster if the Fed gets aggressive with interest rates. Bottom line is this: we're probably headed for a recession. We are getting for a bad economy, and it sucks. So here's the good news. Our industry of direct sales has, in the history that I have followed and listening to leaders and people previous to my experience, it thrives in a bad economy. And the thing is people will become more open to hearing about how to enhance their income or their livelihood. It will come up in conversations around the coffee table, the TV, the water cooler, whatever you want to say, it's going to come up. So here's the good news. How I would address it is I'm not so certain that making a nasty or basically a post about inflation as an eyeball catcher is going to do it. But I would basically be the friend who listens compassionately. And when an issue comes up, maybe just ask them, what are your plans? Not a whole lot, right? You got to increase your income. I mean, it's obvious. But by asking a simple question and starting that conversation, hey, it may be an opportunity to ask you to take a visit. Hey, this may or may not be for you, but I have something that has really changed my health, but it also has had a huge impact on my food budget. In fact, we're basically eating for free. I mean, there's an example. I want you to be you, and you have to put it in your words. So that's it on inflation. It's ugly. We're at a rate right now that they can't put it away. Even if we did not have a Ukrainian crisis in the war, we still had a severe inflation problem. It will only get exacerbated because of that. And what I'm asking all of us to do is start to really think and reflect on what you want in your life, what plans you have going forward, and what are the things that you can take action on today to maybe remedy that. I think the biggest thing about stress is kind of a weird thing, but it's always related to the unknown. We're usually stressed out because we don't know the outcome of an event. Am I going to get into that college or that school I've been hoping to get into? Am I going to get that job? Are my kids going to be safe in school? Whatever it might be, it's all related to worry. And it's typically things that are outside of our control. So how do we balance that out? In my opinion, is take positive action and focus on the things that we can control. We have an amazing solution to take care of our health. I mean, the Shred is the most simple, most dynamic program ever. And we can, by sharing it forward, get these amazing referral bonuses that do add up very quickly. I am excited in terms of what I think about what the opportunity is. I was listening to the call last night, our Come Alive call on Wednesdays. They are some of the most amazing calls because we get new people typically sharing their experience, and they're excited, they're energized, they're inspired, they're coming alive. And when they share from the heart, it gets emotional. And last night was emotional. And I have to say, Jason, your wife, Mercola, it was unbelievable. I wasn't sure about how that came at the end, how you convinced her to say that, but it was raw, real, it was authentic. And so when I think about what Sean and Crystal started out with, they talked about empowerment. They talked about being authentic. They talked about basically, it's an 11-day protocol, but it's up for you to decide. I mean, that's freedom of choice, freedom of thought. But here it's so darn empowering because you get to decide what's right for you. We talked with Lenny on a couple of different occasions, but we brought up the concept of gratitude. We come alive, we are energized, our emotions are peaking, and because of that, our vibration is peaking. And when that happens, we're more magnetic. People take note. They want to know, what the heck did you do? And with the business, it's the same thing. When we share with others and we have a positive impact, or as Jason shared with how it helped his wife out, he got emotional. But that's the real value. That's money. But the thing is that you can't fake it. And that's when I think when Sean, Crystal, and anybody else, Heather, the board, when we talk about being real and authentic, that's what we're talking about. And Lenny's the best at it. And that is taking it from your head and coming from the heart, sharing it from the heart. And when you do, you will get emotional. Even Sean was right. I too cried on Facebook Live and I didn't think that would ever happen. So I wanted to jump ahead. How do I inspire myself? I get on these calls. Wednesday night call for me is the best call because it does inspire me. And last night I went back and I started looking at some of these testimonials that we have. We got so many amazing testimonials that you can find either on ershred.biz or on ershred.com. It's on our website and Facebook, but we've got plenty of templates and testimonials. And I read one last night that just moved me. And that was, yes, I lost weight. And that's ultimately what I wanted. What I was thinking was going to happen, but it was so much more than that. It just woke me up and it made me a better person, the person I always thought I could be. I can't stop sharing this with people because it makes me happy. And it's an amazing feeling to finally take care of myself. That was Patty Banura. She put up one of the early templates and that one caught my eye. That's so amazing when I think about it because there's a couple of things. We have an opportunity to earn money for being happy, for being excited, for living a more fulfilled life. Peter would say an optimal, living your optimal health. That's what we're beginning to talk about within our ER Shred community. And we want to, obviously, we want people engaged and we want people excited and inspired. I had put something out, and again, Jason Young replied immediately, and I'm going to put this back out to everybody that's on this call tonight. I hope I'm not stealing any thunder from Lenny. I don't know what he has planned, but one of the best things in order for you to get real clear on not only your why, or maybe it's your vision, but also what does ER Shred mean to you? Really, what does it mean? And the typical human reaction is to give you the surfacey, oh, I lost weight, I'm down 10 inches, whatever it might be. It tends to be measured, or it's just kind of surfacey stuff. But if you journal, and I know Crystal talks a lot about this, I'm sure she'll share more tonight. But if you journal and you go and you dig deep, and what does that mean? What does that mean? And keep asking why. Well, what has changed? What has changed? Ultimately, you're going to get to the core of that onion. And when you get there, it gets emotional. And that's what I saw last night with Jason Young. When I found out that, I was like, holy cow, that has to be a big why. That has to be his why in terms of what it not only meant for himself personally, what it did for his wife, but he sees what's possible for other people. I will tell you again, go back and read these testimonials. They get your vibration up and they inspire you. Kathy Peters, she was amazing. I'm going to post what she wrote. It's a very, very long post. I don't want to spend any time on it tonight. It deserves time, but maybe at another time we can bring her back on. But she wrote a long post, and she's a wonderful, wonderful writer. But at the end of doing, and she literally wrote out, journaled this process and shared it in an email. But at the end, she came up with some really powerful words. And this was, what is ER Shred to her? It's about engage with a nutrient dense, phenomenally simple lifestyle. Then she said, ignite your motivation with confidence and results. And then she said the next word was explode into your future with energy and enthusiasm. And finally, she said, inspire others by simply being authentically you. Very, very powerful. These are Kathy Peters' words, not mine, but this is the fun stuff. So I think as we begin to look deep or dig deep and look and do some, retrospective, we're going inside. We're going inside and finding out how we tick. I think these are the things that are phenomenal. And if we can share in this authentic, raw way, you have unlimited capability with this business model. You have unlimited income. It's depending upon it's whatever you want. And that's the whole idea. I want to invite you guys to take a look. I want you to check Lenny out. I want you to see if this is something that resonates with you. And if it does, hey, we've got a big issue facing our economy. But what do we want for all of our ER shredders, our family, our community, is we want you guys to be healthy, and we want you to be financially solid. We don't want to see you suffering. We don't want anybody in our community having additional stress. So next thing up, let me find where I'm at. I wanted my background, by the way. Kathy Peters said, oh my God, I live in Kauai, Hawaii. Kauai, an island, has vortexes like Sedona. I really like that kind of stuff and the crystals and the energy and things. But she sent me some pictures. And I think this might be the picture of the vortex behind me. But she said there's a part where they look out on the island where when you look out, unless you have clouds, you can't tell where the sea or where the sky begins. And it must be one of the most beautiful places in the world. But since I want to manifest and I want to create a new vision for myself, I selected that background pic, and it got me out of my sweatshirt earlier tonight because I started to get warm. Bottom line is I live in Chicago. It's not like that. And I think it would be fun to visit. So kudos, Kathy, for sharing. And I really want to celebrate you. It would be it'd be nice for you to just post what Kauai looks like. I mean, it is paradise. It does look that way. So getting on, before I bring Crystal on, Crystal, I was going to just quickly share what my views are for the upcoming program and why. So for those older people, David Letterman became famous when I was in college. That was the late night show. And he had his top 10 things with his file cards. Oh, there we go. I don't want to lose it. And I thought, well, I won't do the 10 things. I'll just do the 5 things. So Lenny, I'm kind of stealing from you. But I mean, my 5 reasons for why I am going to not only look forward to, but I'm going to jump all in with a beginner's mindset. That is, as a beginner with a new view, not bringing any preconceived prejudgments or anything like that. I'm all in for Lenny's 6-week program. And I know some things, but I don't know a lot. So I thought, okay, well, how can I best promote this? The best way I can do this is to tell you, why am I going to do it, right? So number one, this one might be obvious to you guys. If I want to be a leader, or if I feel that I'm a lead, if I feel I'm a leader, that is, and I think anybody in our community is a leader. And especially if you guys are a hero with your own story, for those that have shared, you're a superhero. I mean, yes, you're a leader. So what do leaders do? I always used to say leaders go first. I know there's a Simon Sinek book that said leaders eat last. It means that we just take care of everybody first before we take care of ourselves. I want to applaud Sean and Crystal and everybody on the board for that. And that is, there's been an endless amount of hours, effort, and time spent building ER Shred without a thought about building our own teams. So this is basically leaders eating last. And from a standpoint of my team or anybody who may follow me, thank you. But again, how can I ask you to do anything if I'm not willing to go first and do it myself? So yes, I will be participating in the Lenny Evans new program. Number 2 reason for doing this, relationships and building community. One of my favorite things about ER Shred is events like this, seeing your faces, smiling faces on this screen, is that I have an opportunity to meet people, get to know them better, but in the process, create a trust relationship, a bond, and we've built an amazing community. How do I get more of that? Well, get yourself active and jump all in. So when I know Lenny does an event in the past, it's very, very interactive. It's very, very involved within the community. And I look forward to all of you who join us. I mean, it's going to be an amazing community event, bonding event. But one thing I know for certain, I'm going to come out a better person, a stronger person, and I hope I make a lot of new friends. Number 3, focus. Keep the real thing the real thing. How often do we get distracted by the news? How often do we get distracted by our children? How often do we get just distracted for stuff, right? Some people call it adult ADD or whatever. I mean, I might be a victim of that. But a lot of times I have to immerse myself in positive things that keep my mindset on the right thing. There's no better way to stay focused on not only ER Shred, your health, but the possibility of paying for your livelihood, for food or more, than getting engaged in this event. So focus is a big one for all of us, but it's a big reason for my reasons for getting involved with Lenny. Number 4, accountability. Accountability, I'm sure Lenny will talk about. That's huge. I'm going to make a declaration. I got to get my business up big. I've got big dreams, guys. I want to go vacation with Lenny. We've talked about going to Hawaii. We've talked about going to Sedona. I want to get together with Sean and Crystal. I want to get together with our whole ER Shred crew, but it takes money to do that. So yes, accountability, guys, make me accountable to myself. But we'll hopefully be making declarations. And one declaration easy is that I think we can double the size of our community just if we do a little bit of more, we take some positive action. And finally, the biggest reason what I love Lenny Evans for is inspiration. It is his inspiration. He moves me. He inspires me to be a better person. He's going to inspire me to hopefully take positive action and get to work, because it does take work. It's not free working, it's network marketing, or however that saying goes. Anyway, bottom line is, those are my reasons. Crystal, I'm going to bring you in. I'm done, but I want from our co-founder, Crystal and Sean have spent an immense time with Lenny and Janelle, his girlfriend, but basic partner, whatever I'm saying, right or wrong. But Crystal, what are your views of not only where we are at today, but what do you think about the upcoming program with Lenny Evans?
Well, I am actually so excited to see what Lenny is going to create. I already have so much faith in this whole thing. I know he understands the vision that Sean and I have, and that many of you share with us. And so it's just going to be really awesome to see this all unfold, and to see with Lenny's spirit and his creative mind and expansive, innovative way of thinking. I'm just so excited to see what he creates and to also contribute in any way that I can in certain different weeks. But we're just so excited to bring this forth. But for me, when it comes to the whole vision of what we're hoping for and what we're hoping to create for everyone, not just people who have the gift of selling or, I think that there's many of us who deep down don't believe that we have what it takes to be successful in a business like this. But I really think, with the many conversations that Sean and I have had, and then talking with Lenny, we really feel that we are about to create something that is so very doable for everybody. And in a new way of thinking, what I'm excited about is, as far as our mission goes, is not being so caught up in being like mega wealthy and flashing all the fancy things. Like, I remember when I started network marketing in a different company when I was like 21 years old or 22. And it was all about, their biggest message was fake it till you make it. And some level, I can see how that can be wise advice. But in this case, it felt very inauthentic. And they basically taught us to go buy the fancy car and the fancy things to pretend like you're making a lot of money as a way to get people to come in and join you in the company. And that all felt very not authentic and not at all what I envision when it comes to the lifestyle that I hope for everybody to attract. So I'm excited about doing this in a way that is more about creating a better quality of life, not obtaining all the expensive, fancy things to be flashy. It's about things like you said, Bob, like getting to travel the world, getting to visit these places that are so unlike where we live, and getting to connect with all of you guys. Like, that's what I hope for everybody, to just get to really enjoy a good quality of life, not really go out and get that $100,000 car. And, it's not about flashy things. It's more of just, how can we connect more? How can we experience life more? The one thing that I love as far as our mission goes is the whole simplifying thing, with ER Shred. What it has done for me is it's allowed me to see the world in a whole different way. And we always talk about how the ER Shred protocol really spills over into other areas of our life. So when I start comparing this huge shift in how I've been eating and like the way I see food in my diet now, it really is causing me to look at other areas of my life in the same way. And with one thing has been the most beneficial for me is simplifying and getting down to a baseline. And we talk about also removing all the noise and getting down to something more simple. And I know that's what Lenny is going to create. It's not going to be something overwhelming and complicated. It's going to be like as simple can be. We're going to remove all the fluff. We're going to get down to a baseline, and we're really going to simplify things in a way that is so empowering when it comes to less decisions, less to-do lists, all the things that we're like, oh, we got to be doing this, we got to do this, we got to do that. And so we feel like we are spreading ourselves so thin, striving for the success that we all are hoping for. But I think that we have a whole new way of looking at this. And I know that's what Lenny's going to bring to the table. It's going to be something that allows us to really simplify our lives. We're not going to be, we're going to be more effective. You know, like when you think about what our diet consists of, we are finding the most nutrient dense foods, and we're eating that, which is a very limited amount of options. So I think we're going to condense it down to the most effective things that's not going to take more of our time, take more of our time away from our family. We're going to get to the root of it. We're going to condense it down, and we're going to do what is the most effective, the most nutrient dense, instead of like, okay, we got a list of 100 things you need to do. All right. Are you ready? You ready to do this? So I am excited about the whole simplifying of everything in life, and being authentic. I'm just like really wanting to step more into this. I think we're all seeing how much better we feel being authentic, but I even want to like take it a step further. And Sean's always saying like, get on live videos without fixing your hair, like without like getting everything perfect. It's like, that's something that I want to step into, is being so comfortable with myself. Like, Jason, you got to do your hair before the videos. Okay. So it's really a fun challenge, I think, for all of us to take and to start. We're going to start being even more authentic. We're going to be brave and do these live videos without it being all perfect and without having everything planned out as far as what we're going to say. And we're going to push ourselves to grow a lot in those areas. But overall, I just think that everything that ER Shred has done for me has really created more awareness for myself and awareness around everything in the world. Like now, how we've kind of shifted the pyramid, with the food pyramid, it's allowing me to look at life in that way. Like, how else can I shift things? How can I do it backwards? Can I do it upside down? Can I do it inside out? Because I never really thought that way before. It was just like this is life. You're in this box, and it is what it is. I never really thought to think, well, what if we do it this way? What if everything we've been taught is the opposite? So you just start playing around with things, and you start seeing things and experimenting with doing things the opposite of what you've been taught, or doing it a completely different way. So that's really what I've gained the most out of ER Shred, is the expansion of my awareness. I can't hear you, Bob.
I made certain I muted myself because I was not ever going to step on your toes. No, that was wonderful. That's from the heart. That's what this whole community is about. And the top down, bottom up, the coolest thing is that, and I don't know who to credit this one for, but law of attraction. When you're vibrating at a very high level, you're going to attract other people that either want the same or they're attracted to that. If you're in a low vibration, sad, angry, frustrated, whatever it might be, down in the ditch, when you're stuck there, it's interesting how you tend to attract more people just like that. So one of the beautiful things about ER Shred, by healing our body, I hope I can hear. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I think my mic switched. One of the beautiful things about ER Shred is that we do come alive, but when we come alive, we're changed forever. And that does our light. We start beaming. And that I was talking to Lenny, that famous poem by Marianne Williamson. And that is literally, allow our light to shine so bright that we literally brighten up the lives of others. I think of Sean's mom, Randy Escobar, how no matter any time I met her, she always made me feel better in her presence. I mean, she just lit me up. Lenny does that. My dear friend Patrick Greenlaw was like that. His energy was so enormous that when he entered a room, I mean, you just felt it. You're like, whoa, who just walked in here? But no matter who it was, he made everybody feel important and feel better for being in that room with him. That's our ER Shred community. It's raw, it's authentic, but collectively we vibrate at such a high level. This bonfire is Crystal and Sean have that concept that they've come up with. Man, it is shining bright, and it's only about to get really, really bright as our ear shred warriors go out and start sharing it with others who are looking for the same. So Lenny Evans, I want to bring you on, brother. I know you got some things, hopefully for us. Take yourself off mute. Awesome. Lenny, you're a spirit. People know who you are. If you don't know who Lenny is, he is one of the top people within our partner company. He created a lot of the training platforms from the very, very beginning, going back to 2006, 7, our 30-day system. He was involved with isagenksbusiness.com. And God willing, somehow he went from vegan to deciding he wanted to go all grass-fed beef and become an ER shred warrior. And he came up, literally, he came up with the term, I've come alive, which makes more sense than anything. And that is our best tagline. So Lenny, the floor is yours. What do you have?
I love it. I love it. Well, first of all, you just made me think, that I love plants even more now. Like, I love plants more. I don't even eat them. I don't even kill them. And thank you for that. That was a good memory. That I used to just, oh man, the vegan lifestyle. I just listened to a podcast that Crystal did. And it just reminded me of me trying to eat pizza made out of nothing that was real. And I remember posting, if cauliflower can become a pizza, you can do anything. And I was just laughing at that, because of the fact that, anyway, I ate a lot of vegetables for a long time, and now I'm not. And one of the things I want to talk about this diet, this protocol, this lifestyle, is Sean said something that really struck me, and it's happening to me. It's been happening for the last 17 months a lot, but the more pure protein I ingest, the more creative I become. It's the most amazing thing. And Sean said our ancestors, when they started learning how to eat the bone marrow and the fat, all the meat, and they got smart, right? So anyway, eat your meat. That's what I'm going to say about that. I'm so thrilled. And the last thing I want this to ever be is anything that's Lenny's. It's not Lenny's. It's not at all. It's ours. It's everyone that I'm about to talk about. It's every one of you. It's every single shredder. Without every single shredder, we wouldn't have this to be developing right now. And so I just want to start off with that. Super gratitude list for me right now. Sean and Crystal, like, if you guys hadn't gone through all that you guys went through in your whole life, that I think it just caused a perfect storm of a health crisis in your life, emotional crisis, faith crisis. There was a perfect storm of crises, and a lot of people have that, right? So by having this protocol, you guys, and I want to thank John Anderson, because John, he is a master formulator. He's a genius. Everyone who knows anything about anything in the formulation world knows that he is a genius. And he is literally loves us. He loves our movement. He's in love with us, right? And that's a good thing. So John Anderson, thank you. Dr. Plant, also our current chief science doctor. He created the bone broth. And I can quote Sean for the rest of my life. If you ever had any issue with anything, have another bone broth, and it'll help, especially on a cleanse day, right? Peter Greenlaw, and that whole connection of the process, even though I've asked I've asked the powers that be, please incubate a shake and give it to us in a freeze-dried formula if that's possible. But if it's not, it's not, If it's going to be possible, it's going to be possible within our team, right? So Peter, Jim and Kathy, Eric and Peter, because they continue to fulfill all of our orders, you guys. And Bob, you mentioned the pack. And you guys, Sean and Crystal, everybody, Jesse, come on the day it comes out and do a live just for that, because super big deal, you guys. I'm not getting into that right now, but it's just fate that the pack was born at the time of the course. I want to talk about that in a second, okay? Tony Escobar. Sean and I have been able to connect at some very deep levels about deep understanding of truths and misunderstandings and things that we might have wrong. and just being open to everyone's always doing the thing, you know, their best in every moment. And I just want to recognize Tony for really the messaging of the nutritional cleansing. That's what got me in. That word, cleansing, that word is fate. That's part of the fate. Sean and I were talking about it, I had goosebumps all over my body. I'm like, yeah, that's part of it. And Tony understood that, and Randy. And then they ran with it and built the biggest team in the history, you know, so far, right? And they're excited about this, right? Because it's back to our roots, you guys. It's back to our roots. It's back to people feeling alive and coming alive. And but I want to thank the board, because this board serves ceaselessly. Jesse and Bob and Susan and Heather, you guys are like the backbone. I know I'm not on the board calls. Sean will call me and say, you know, you didn't need to be on that one. And I'm like, thank God, because I just want to be thinking about what I'm supposed to be thinking about right now, and pondering and meditating and writing, and it's coming. I am going to do this right now. You have to see part of this is part of the course right now. So just real quick, this is some of it. It's just like, it's on, man. It's like, it won't shut off. And so I want you to know the course is not totally written. So if you want this whole thing that's done, we're writing it together. I was telling Janelle today, well, let me finish my gratitude. Jesse, Bob, Allie, all the spouses and all the best friends of people that are board members. Thank you for their time, for your time. And Colin and Adam, I know you guys are on the board too. And I want to give a special thanks to Don Nooner, because Don Nooner was one of my best friends. And I didn't financially benefit him at all when I moved to St. George in 2005. And he was just moving down there. And then, man, he and we created a millionaire explosion. It really was weird. There were like 11 millionaires in 10 years right there. And it was really because of Don Nooner. And Don Nooner and Larry, God bless you. And a lot of what he taught me is coming through, because he had a lot of it right. A lot of it. And just people that I accidentally coached right, that are multi-millionaires in our partner company, like Dave MacArthur and Hillary, Courtney, and even Emily Bavra. You know, we have some people that are making a massive positive impact in the world, and I'm proud of all of it. Now, our tribe is a little different in that. And I just wanted to also say Rhonda Collier, Casey Pluff, a lot of the people that I just have coached with my whole entire career, who trust me, I trust them. And they're so excited about this, you guys. Every one of my friends is so excited about what we're creating. No one's threatened, I don't think. I really don't. And this is what I wrote. I don't know if you can read that. And I'm going to have to get a better light, but the Shredder's Way, a tribal training, that, you know, Sean, for our tribe. It's for our tribe. This is a new thing. It's never been done before. I've been looking for a course. I've taken all of them. This used to be full of books. I packed them all up. I've taken all the courses. I've sold everything you can sell. Franchises, houses, cars, cable, religion, door to door. Massively successful. This is so much bigger than that, you guys. I'm taking this course. I'm not just helping. I want you guys to take it too with me. I do. And I want to thank my family for helping me see this idea that there's an ooh factor out there. And I've been blind to it for a very long time. And each and every one of you, I'm deeming part of the ooh crew, you know. And when I told Sean this, I said, I need you and Crystal and Janelle to be the ooh crew. If you smell anything that smells like ickiness or yuckiness or sales in any way, you have to blow the whistle. We're going to be blowing whistles, but that it's not just them, it's every one of us, right? It's every one of us. I'm driving to a funeral the other day with my sister, and I said, I have a chance, Jeej, to right a wrong. I have a chance to learn how to do this right, pure. She goes, ooh, like no taste tests. And I'm like no what? She goes, no taste tests. And I went, ew. And we started laughing, and I'm like, I didn't realize taste tests could be looked at as ew. Lenny Evans, did not know that a taste test. Yeah, we're coming for a little taste test, and then you're gonna try to get me in. Like it's like fight a car. It's like, dear God, we're gonna strip away the ew. That's what we're gonna do, and you're the crew, and we're gonna do it together. And so for everyone that I've ever not understood about all of this, I just want to get so excited about what's coming, because we really are going to strip it all away. And it's going to be simple. Crystal, your words are powerful. It's going to be what did I say? When I was one of the most, I'm going to do this right now, and I was going to do it next time, but Sean, he gave me something, and it's really sacred, this sword, it's really sacred, this sword that he gave me. And, I haven't really known always how to hunt. I always knew how to make money, but I didn't know how to hunt. And the other day I was thinking, what if I was hunting and I was about to make the kill? But then I needed to get Sean on a 3-way call, and I'm about ready. I'm like, dude, pick up. Oh, dude. Goes to voicemail, missed the kill. My family starves. Dear God, I laughed out loud thinking about waiting for someone to pick up that 3-way call or I lose the sale. Oh, I've had it all wrong for a very long time. So wait, I got to be very careful with this, because this is where all my books used to be, right? So hold on. Okay. So, and I want to send one of these to Heather, so she can just hold it up for people. It says, you're on mute. Is it backwards? Now I'm not sure, but when people are, so you can just say, dude, instead of going. Anyway, what we're about to do is we're about to learn how to hunt, gather, and provide for ourselves and the people we love. That's what we're about to do. And not get rich. I mean, but to provide and have and be. Money is beautiful. Money is spiritual. Money provides freedom. Money pays for the classes. Money pays for the courses. Money pays for the soccer tournaments. It's beautiful. And we shredders, we know the shredders way. We know that. We feel that. We change our mind. We change our mindset about it. We start seeing it for what it truly is. We stop telling it what it is, and we start seeing it. And that's what we get a chance to do right now. And so I love what Crystal said, nutrient-dense conversations. Nutrient-dense conversations. Yeah, why? Because they're empowerment conversations. Why? Because we're about to learn the Come Alive conversation that everyone's going to be having with everyone they ever invite. And the invitations are going to be so heartfelt and from a place of pure intention that less is truly going to be more. It's going to be one of the most amazing things ever for myself, even. So I don't want to give anything away. I just want to say, come take this with us, because we're doing it together. And we've learned a couple of new little things on Zoom where we can put people into their tribes. We're going to have people in tribes, groups of people, because we hunt in packs, right? So those tribes are going to be there to be helping everybody else. We're never going to have a way of like calling people and saying, hey, did you make your 5 calls this week? I need to know right now. Come on, Crystal. Oh, you only had 4. Shame on you. That will never happen in our culture, but we will be self-reporting, accountability, because that's beautiful. So with our accountability tribe, once a week, we will say, hey, I said I was going to do 5, and it's up to you to report that if you did or didn't. That's up to you, because this is different. We're finally having another way to take a look at this whole thing. So you guys, I want to breathe all of this into you, but now we get 6 weeks starting next Thursday. And it's going to, you know, I'm going to try to keep it to about an hour on those days. And then there's going to be a couple of assignments. You know, I was talking to Chris, I'm like, God, I could overwhelm everybody. Go do all this stuff. But it's not that. Your whole life has prepared you for this course, the Shredder's Way. And it's a new way. It's a way that's in the middle. It's the way that's simple. It's a way that feels right. And it encompasses all the areas that we shredders eventually go down and become free in those areas, from physical aliveness to mental aliveness to emotional freedom and aliveness, financial aliveness. And I love, you know, we've been talking a lot about getting rid of words like income and business and calling it livelihood. I love that. I think the word come a livelihood, you know, you come alive mentally and physically, and then what? If you really see how pure this could be, you come a livelihood. You get excited about providing for yourself and your family, you guys. And what Sean and Crystal and Bob and Jesse and Heather and Susan have already put together in all of you with this culture, we didn't have this. When I first did this, I only ever did isogenics really purely for about 10 months, 19 years ago. And it was because it was we just had to focus on the 9-day, and that's all we could do. And that's why it happened for me. So being able to just focus on one thing inside of our partner company, this 11 to 8-year shred, it provides all the passion and enthusiasm internally, individually, that you could possibly need if you focus, right? And so now I see what happened, and Bob's helped me understand it, and Jesse's helped me understand it, Crystal's helped me understand it, Sean has helped me understand it so much. And if I want to do one thing before you come on, I want you to answer some questions next Thursday. Number one, have you come alive? And do you know how to get back alive? Do you know how to stay alive? Physically and mentally. That's the first step of our protocol. Once you understand that, do you want to come alive for your livelihood? Is that something that you want? Do you want to provide more? Because, you know, this whole talk about inflation, no. I want to see everyone increase their cycles by 3 cycles a week. Imagine that if everybody just increased their cycles by 3 a week. Where's my calculator? I just had it here. Hold on. I mean, I know this, we can talk cycles here, but 54 times 3, that's 162 a week times 4.3 is the way I do it. That's 700 exact dinero, Benjamin, 700. I don't care. If I can increase my cycles by 3 or 4 a week, 5 a week, all of you, you're going to be able to just withhold it all. Then that's what we want for you, as much as you want for yourself. And so I want to become fluent in come aliveness. I want to start having these conversations with people about empowering them about their own life and about how they're providing and what they're leaving behind, because our company really is a legacy company, and I'm going to get into that. And then the residual income that we're building helps us right now, and then it helps what we leave behind when we go. It's amazing what we have, you guys. And so that's all I wanted to share. You guys, I think every one of you is a miracle. I think the fact that you found this tribe means something. Sean will explain as much as this concept of fate. I fought it at first when he said it. I wasn't sure about it, but I do believe in it now. There's no way I could. There's the chances of me and Janelle spending the entire day with Sean and Crystal up in St. George a couple weeks ago, and all the things that have happened to all of us. I mean, and all the things where Bob has come from, and Jesse and the board, Susan, everyone, and Tony and Randy, the way it's coming, you guys, this is fate. It's divine fate. It's divine magic. And I'm proud to be here. And there's been times that I've broke down crying this last couple of weeks, wondering, you know, if Sean really knows what he's doing. You know, did he pick the right guy? Because I got to take this course too. I'm taking this course too. And I believe in Sean. I believe in him. I do. And I believe that he believes in me for a reason. And, you know, he did an 8-minute live a couple days ago. I've watched it 9 times. I'm going to transcribe it because it's really about the course. It's all about Sean's view about money and how us ER shredders, it's our time. It's our time to get our money. We deserve it. So Crystal, I'm so excited about this. Bob, I'm so excited about this. All of you, I'm so excited about this. Join us and create history because we're creating it together. So Bob, back to you, brother.
So Lenny, how do people sign up for this?
Oh, I probably need your help with that, you and Crystal. Just I think or maybe Heather already has it figured out. I haven't really thought that through.
That's
so
fine.
much.
Well, we've got a week.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, we
will
have a whole
be,
week.
it's
That's
going
a
to
lot.
start Thursday night. It's going to be the same time. It's taking the place of our Shredder Unite call.
Yes, Heather.
We will have details coming. Crystal I haven't discussed it with her, but in terms of what the outcome is, it might be the same call that I'm on. It might be something you've created yourself on a separate Zoom link. We'll figure it all out.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying, Letty? I don't know if it's going to be this Zoom link or if it's going to be your own personal
I
Zoom
think this
link.
one, well, whichever one works the best for the community, that's the
We
one.
keep it this one. I'm happy to share with my
Yeah.
Zoom password with you. You could just run with it.
Cool.
That would keep it easy. Other thing is, I just had an idea, Lenny, listening to you. One of the best things is that, about being authentic. A lot of times what happens is like my wife, Allison, I owe her everything in terms of social media. I was so proud of myself back in November when I went out in my backyard with my dogs and I decided I'm going to do a live. And I did a live in our teen group of about 3,000 that, I've known them for years and it's my safe place. So I was so proud of myself that I did a live in that group, came in beaming, got to tell my wife what I just did. And she looked at me and said, "Where did you put it?" I go, it's in the Mindful Health Lounge. It's in our team group. She goes, "That doesn't count. You got to go out there and you got to do it on your site." And that freaked me out. And I got a little bit nervous and I had to come over. I mean, we all get nervous with this stuff until you do it. Everything's kind of new, right? But I did it. And it was one of the best things I've ever done. And then it got easier and easier. And taking Sean's lead, video and going live, it's so impactful. We see Lenny's emotion tonight. Go ahead, Lenny.
This is so good. And Crystal, thank God for Crystal Escobar because she, during the course, I'm not going to give anything away, but we're going to do a whole new approach on authenticity when it comes to social media and getting off of that shit, and only being on it very strategically. But Bob, when you did that, I watched that, dude, you were just so raw. You were just, I haven't seen you cry. That's interesting. I never had seen you cry before. And that's what we're hoping for. Everyone cries.
Yeah. Brought up by a former Marine and old Scott. And there wasn't a lot of hugging out in my family. But I did want to say to our group, and if for the people, we got 17 people on the call. I'm sure people on Facebook are watching. If you're so moved, if you're joining Lenny, myself, Crystal, and the team for this epic new start to a new shredder lifestyle, to a livelihood, please go on and do it in both groups. Because I want to get people curious in the ER Shred community, like what the heck's going on? But do it in the ER Shred, make a post, I'm in, maybe say why. If you want to get a little creative, I know Jason Young would do this. He'll do a live. He'll just go live on ER Shred, or he'll do live in the Shredders Unite. But the more energy and excitement that we can build from this night going forward, the bigger the better. And that's all it is. I want everybody to have an opportunity to say no to this. But I also want everybody to have an opportunity to see what's possible and to feel all of our collective energy. So that's my only ask. If you guys can do that, I'll start. Crystal will start. Thank you. We're at the top of the hour. Crystal, you have anything more to add?
Nope. I'm just really, really excited.
I got goosebumps. I mean, this is pretty dynamite. So here's something to think about just from a number standpoint. Everybody knows level of Lenny's success. He literally said he worked hard for 10 months. Part of that, in my belief, is that we had a simple system and everybody had the one thing making the main thing. You had a 9-day. We have an 11-day ER shred. We have a pack that's going to be the shred pack. It's the one thing that we can focus on. This has an opportunity, believe me, this can explode. I don't know if it's going to take myself 10 months. It might take myself 5 years, but here's how I quantified it. I'm 60. Most people used to say I'm retiring at the age of 65. Do I have an opportunity to have that freedom to say I can retire at the age of 65 if I gave this my all for the next 5 years? Are you kidding me? I know what's happened before me. I know Lenny's story. I know that Tony and Randy and Sean and Crystal, Peter Greenlaw. I know what's possible. But the thing is that my dreamer was broken, guys, and ER Shred has woke me up. And if we can light your dreamer and get your dreamer on, please join us. I mean, please, because this will look back, and this is going to be life-changing for many of us. Lenny, from the bottom of my heart, we're excited. Thank you. And we feel the energy. I'm even getting emotional now. This is going to be good.
Yeah,
Jason, yeah,
please. I'm sorry.
First of all, I love all of this. I'm so stoked. I can't even tell you how excited I am about all that Lenny's going to share and that we're going to learn together with you, Lenny. I have some sales in my background, both as a self-employed guy, but I went to work for a company called Fry's Electronics, and I was there. I was an AV manager, and then went on to become a AV buyer. Moved to San Jose, moved my family to the Bay Area, and I remember early on in my career with Fry's, I was coaching a salesman, and I said to him, when a customer comes in the store, your job is to make friends with that customer and then take your newfound friend and go and help him get the best for his dollars, right? Like find out what his need is, and then help your newfound friend. And a store manager came over to me and he said, wait, what are you telling him? And he pulled me aside and he said, no, that's not what we do here. Don't teach anyone that. That's horrible. And I learned in that business how to become a real salesman, which meant to be inauthentic and to just sell high margin items and fill a shopping cart with all of the stuff that made us the most money as a commission salesperson. And it was terrible. And I didn't last very long in that job because that's not who I am. So I totally resonate with this. This is finding a friend, right? And then helping your friend to find a solution, and it's everything that I thought sales was when I started sales. And it's not sales at all, which is great because that's who I am, not a salesman. So anyway, that's all I have to say.
What a perfect message to end with. Thank you, Jason. That is like, in a nutshell, make a friend and help your friend.
That's awesome. Why don't you guys, everybody open up, unmute yourself. Thank Lenny. Anyway, thank you. Lenny, thank you.
Thank you, Lenny.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
Post an ER Shred and Shredders Unite Biz. Tell us you're in. Lenny, do we have a name for this? What was the name again of the program?
Yeah, it's the course.
The course.
The course, but it's going to be the Shredder's Way. That's what
the Shredder's Way.
It's all being written right in here. This brand new
Perfect.
journal.
So
So-
we're gonna call it the Shredder's Way,
The Shredder's Way, a tribal training course. Literally,
a tribal
that's the
training
name.
course. I like that.
Yeah.
Shredder's Way, a tribal training course. Tell us if you're in or not, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Lenny, thank you. Rest up, buddy. We got a big
I
6
feel
months
it.
ahead.
I got to write.
Thank you, Lenny.
Thanks,
See
Lenny.
you guys.
Like,
Bye.
this is so
Thank you.
awesome.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lenny.
Thank you guys. This is so
Hi, everyone.
I know.
awesome. I'm excited.
So exciting.
Good night.